boom, and boom, and boom. It's because it's unleashed.
Oh Lord.
That was a smooth transition.
It was.
That was smooth, like bada.
I'm dead.
I'm Tia.
So yeah.
This is because it's unleashed. She's such a butt. She does that on purpose. This episode, yeah, literally, I'm Tia. Oh yeah. Hi. That's it. That's all I got.
I am the nonchalant cousin, though. Really, for real, for real.
That's fine. That's fine. A lot of people tell me I'm loud. Okay. Hater.
Right? Hey. Everybody gonna see me and hear
Oh,
me.
shoot. You gonna hear me before you see me, though?
Yeah.
That's what I told everybody at church. They're like, "Oh, I was looking for you, but I couldn't find you." I was like, "You'd hear me before you see me." Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you see my boobs before I enter the room.
Why was I thinking that before?
5 minutes before I come in.
Dead.
They done entered the room and found the seat
everything.
already. And then here I go.
Oh God. I'm dead. I'm like,
I'm aware. I'm very self-aware.
I'm dead. That's funny.
Oh my gosh. All right. So this episode, we're talking about growing up. It's actually a perfect conversation because I was actually like watching this girl's TikTok video about SpongeBob SquarePants. So let's get into it. I forgot what her video was talking about how Squidward wasn't. Somebody made the comment of like Squidward being a good friend for SpongeBob, and I was like, no. And I made the comment under her page. I was like, everybody on that show was ops, okay? SpongeBob was just trying to be happy and joyous, and everybody on the show was an op. And I was like, unpopular opinion, Plankton is the only one who actually seen his potential. He just didn't have the patience to work with him. And I was thinking about it deeper when I was in the car on the way over here. I said, yeah, everybody on that show was a fucking hater on SpongeBob. Because I'm like, SpongeBob literally was just a single dude living by himself, making his bills with his little snail, all of that stuff.
And just being happy.
And he was happy. He was joyous, all of that stuff. Squidward, hater, obviously, for obvious reasons, because he's just miserable. So he want everybody to be miserable. Patrick, hater. He was a hater because SpongeBob was smarter than him and was doing more things in life than he was. Mr. Krabs, hater. He abused his potential and then like subjected him to so much like freaking just low maintenance, just care. He literally like paid him dirt to do so many things for him. So many things for him. And I was like, Sandy, hater. She kept trying to make him feel like he was stupid compared to her. And I'm like, yeah. And then I think what Mrs. Pearl was the driver's ed teacher. Like, yeah, he stressed her out, but he was a dude trying to do better for himself by getting his driver's license. He was tired of walking to work. He was tired of taking a bus. He just wanted to get his driver's license. So, of course, he was going to be anxious and stressed out. And I was like, Larry the Lobster, hater. Because he always made him try to feel like he was weaker just because he didn't have muscles. And Larry the Lobster's dumb.
It was dumb.
And then I was like, yo, everybody in that town was hating on SpongeBob. They literally had a no SpongeBob day and left his ass in the town by himself. Even his best friend. What? Well, sometimes you just need a time away from. I was like, yo, everybody was hating on SpongeBob. SpongeBob literally was just a dude trying to be a good friend to people who didn't have friends. Trying to be a good friend to the outsider. You are squirrel underwater. You could just go back home.
Oh, God.
You don't have to stay here. No one's making you stay here. And clearly, you don't have any other friends except for SpongeBob, and he's just trying to be friendly.
Right.
Mr. Krab is greedy, and SpongeBob's just like, well, just try to be nicer to people and try to be generous. Squidward's miserable. He's trying to just make him happy, just be the light in his life, and Squidward's just like, no.
No.
The only one who saw his potential was Plankton. He just didn't have the patience to work with him because he was too joyous. And Plankton was like very, very smart, yes, but also he lacked the patience to be able to work with somebody that's very like high enthusiasm.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, everybody was hating on SpongeBob the whole time. And I'm just now, as an adult.
Oh yeah, you don't see that when you're a kid.
When you're a kid, you're just like, oh, SpongeBob, I love SpongeBob. Blah.
Mm-hmm.
When you're adult and you analyze, hold up. Because homie had a really good job paying rent on his own, taking care of his snail on his own. And Gary was a booty hole too. Because then I think he ended up leaving too. Ungrateful.
He was ungrateful. I was about to say that.
Ungrateful! You ungrateful snail! I'll make sure you eat every day, okay? I pick up your poop. I bathe you. I let you live here rent free. You ungrateful. So yeah, everybody on that show was an op. Everybody was hating on SpongeBob. SpongeBob just wanted to be a good person. So, and then I was like, every one of his crash outs justified. Because Patrick tried to play in his face like he was stupid. And then when they had that clam, he's sitting there being a hardworking mama, taking care of that baby, doing 17 things at once. And you acting like you going to work just to go sit in the chair? Oh, I'm about to lose my shit and catch a case. Oh my gosh. I used to watch SpongeBob a lot, okay?
I see. Because I don't know that episode.
Because I'm like,
episode, I don't know.
What? Wow. And then he would pay for literally everything him and Patrick did.
Yeah.
And then Patrick had the nerve to tell him that he was ugly. Not that his breast thing, because he didn't have nostrils. He's saying that people don't like you because you ugly. What kind of friend is that?
Wow.
And then put a freaking bag over. Oh, yo. Everybody was a hater. And I'm like, he's just trying to do the best that he can as a single middle-aged man. Let him be happy a little bit. Sometimes, like, he ain't got no girlfriend. He ain't got no wife. There's no prospects in the tube. Come on now. And then Mr. Krabs tried to take his business idea with the Krabby Patties things, like the little different colors and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And he made his own little stand. Really? I
remember that.
You greedy. You ain't shit. That's why he locked you out your freaking restaurant to hear pickles squeak together. The whole time he been telling Squidward, hey, Krabby Patties are good. You should try them sometimes. You work here. You might as well try it to see what it tastes like. And then the one time that he did try it, he did too much. SpongeBob told him not to. He didn't want to listen. Now you got thunder thighs and you exploded.
Oh, I remember that.
So growing up, you realize everybody was an op to SpongeBob. Everybody was a hater. And SpongeBob was just trying to do the best he can with what he had, which wasn't much. And everybody just kept trying to take all the time. Sorry, I was just thinking about that. I was like, wow. Everybody didn't. Nobody deserves SpongeBob friendship, but he gave it freely.
No, for real, he did.
Justice for SpongeBob. That's my hot take.
Not the justice for SpongeBob.
There's so many like cartoons that we used to watch that just kind of went over our heads, but then you start analyzing them like when you're adults after life experiences, and you're like, oh.
I be seeing a lot of little videos like that on TikTok and Instagram. Like 15 years ago, I never realized.
Which one did you recently watch? Most recent one.
I don't know. It's been a minute because I haven't even really been on social media like that.
You ain't got time.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know. Like, oh man, there were so many like different moments of like growing up or maturing is when growing up is when you realize stuff like that. Bills are expensive. I don't like it.
Tell me about it.
Adulthood's the most ghetto hood. I said that earlier about parenthood. All of the hoods are ghetto. Motherhood,
Oh, everything
adulthood.
it is.
I was gonna say living hood. Being American.
Man, like, bruh. The struggle.
I remember
Yeah.
growing up and icicles being 25 cents.
I remember those. Remember them now letters being 10 cents.
At the gas station, they just got a little bucket.
Right, the little Chico sticks.
Oh,
25
that's the only time
cents.
I'll eat coconut is in a Chico stick.
Me too back then. Yeah.
And I'm like, now there's one singular gas station that I found that sells icicles, 99 cents each. I said, that's not terrible. It's also terrible though. These used to be 25 cents. And inflation is ridiculous. And I'm like, just give me the 6 icicles. Just give me the 6 icicles and some gas.
I'm done.
I need one for each day of the week because being an adult is stressful, and I don't drink alcohol. I ain't got money for weed though.
Man, stressful as fuck. Don't make no sense.
My gosh, thank God though, I did find one gas station that had gas for $2.97. I mean, I used my card, so it was $3.07, but still, it's a pretty good price. Whereas like other places, like freaking Chevron was like $3.40 something, and I'm like, goodness gracious,
What?
yeah. And then I'd be looking at like really old pictures, and they're like, oh, a McDonald's cheeseburger was 50 cents. Now it's $2.39. And the quality got worse.
I'm dead.
Honestly though, so I worked at McDonald's for I forget how long. Probably close to a year, maybe a little over a year. I don't remember. But the onions that they use are like dehydrated onions. You gotta like peel it off, and then you have to put hot water in it and mix it up, and then that's how you get your onions. Mm-hmm. When they make the sweet tea, they use a whole, I think, either 4 or 5 pound bag of sugar for the entire sweet tea thing. And then, yeah. And then they water it down by putting the ice in it and then giving it to the customer. Girl, goodness gracious. Growing up is realizing people are buttholes sometimes. For no reason whatsoever. There was like these two
you
managers.
Gotta grow up to know that part though.
Well, because like when you're a kid,
that.
well, because when you're a kid, you're usually very forgiving, and you don't really know like how bad a situation really is until you grow up, and you're like, oh, that was not okay. And like I remember when I first started with my last therapist, he was like, he's like, anything that comes up like throughout this week, just write it down and then we'll discuss it your next visit. And so I did just that, and I read off the entire list, and he's like, okay, what did you gain from like these different like realizations or these different thoughts of events that happened? I said, where the was my mom? I'm like, where the hell was my mom when all of these things were happening? Oh my gosh. I realized, I was like, oh, homegirl was always out the house. And then when she was in the house, she was yelling at us.
In her room.
In her room. I'm like, what? Where the was she at? And then so grown up is realizing 32 years down the road, still have never seen a picture of my mom pregnant.
Really? That's funny because me neither. I never thought of it. I kind of didn't care.
Right? And at some point, I'm like, it didn't really bother me. But I told my new therapist that, I was like, yeah, I've never seen a picture of my mom pregnant at all whatsoever. I've only seen 2 pictures of her coming from the hospital with Takira. And she was like, really? I was like, yeah. And she had triplets. You would think that there's at least 1 picture.
Right.
And I was like, not even counting me. But I was like, yeah, never seen a picture of my mom pregnant. And I've gone through so many pictures because you already know Grandma Tessie got pictures. Pictures for days, not 1. Not a one.
And Big Mama love doing videos and pictures, so why is there no pictures? That's
The math.
That's weird.
And she was like, why do you think that? I said, oh, because she didn't want to have kids. She's like, oh, and why do you say that? I said, oh,
She said it.
because she tells us all the time. She told us all the time growing up. I didn't even want to have kids. And y'all lucky I didn't drown y'all in the bathtub like that lady did on the news. There's just things that you don't tell your kids. Growing up is realizing there's just things you don't say to your kids.
On everything.
There's just things that you don't tell your kids or your grandkids. Grandma Tessa ain't got no boundaries. Talking about dudes that she's been sleeping with and how. I'm
She
like,
told me.
I don't care. I don't care. Like, good for you. I don't care how he looked at describing it. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I know I'm not a virgin. We know this. I have a child. Also, I don't want to hear about the size of the man that's sleeping with my grandmother.
Right.
Grown up is realizing you gotta have boundaries on me. Like,
No, for
not
real.
everything needs to be shared. I'm like, not everything needs to be shared. No. Don't traumatize your grandbaby trying to talk about your good times.
She wasn't me.
I wasn't. No, you keep that to yourself. Take that to the grave.
No, for real.
Because why would we need to know? I'm like, you're just wrong. Okay, growing up is realizing.
Everything you say, really. Man.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it's crazy. Realizing don't do what your parents did as you're being a parent.
Ugh. Growing up is realizing, like, there's some things. Like, I'll take the good aspects of my experience with my mom. Very limited. But a lot of the way that I parent and mother is literally going completely opposite of what they did. Of like, no, I'm not gonna just be mean to my kid just to be mean to my kid. She's always just so mean to Washington for no reason. I was literally sitting there thinking about that. I was like, there's no reason for you to be mean to your child unless you're just very unhappy. And I'm like, because at the end of the day, your kid's still just a kid. You're still an adult. There's a difference between discipline and abuse. And you're just abusing her just because you're like insecure or depressed or whatever. And I'm like, because there's literally no reason for her to specifically be mean all the time to LaSheree. All the time. I was thinking about that. I was like, LaSheree has to be in ROTC. Literally begged her to be in ROTC because she wanted to get disciplined. She knew she needed it. My mom said no. What? I asked her one time. Yeah, I don't care. And then LaSheree literally was like, I asked you all the time and you said no. I was like, why are you being mean?
Wow.
Why are you intentionally being mean to her? And she literally would always like be yelling at her, calling her all kinds of names. Apparently one time she threw an ashtray at her. Like, all the time. And then Felicia's your favorite. And Takira's your baby. And I'm like, huh, you're just being a butthole.
No, for real.
Playing favorites, intentionally pitting your kids against one another. And you're not actually being a mom. You're just being a dictator with anger issues. Donald Trump. I said what I said. And I'm like, huh. You're such a butt. She was a butt. I mean, I ain't got nothing else to add. I'm like, I ain't got nothing else to add other than she was a butt. She was a real booty hoe. I don't care if she watches this either. I don't care. You was a butt, mom. You were a butt. God bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
All right. Well, with that sneeze, we're going to end. It was Cats Unleashed.